On May 19, 2026, Google CEO Sundar Pichai walked onto a stage in Mountain View and announced something he called the biggest upgrade to our search box in over 25 years. AI Mode, rolling out globally, powered by Gemini 3.5 Flash. Over 1 billion monthly users already. The official story went like this. Search should be more intuitive, more conversational, more like an assistant that can do things for you, not just find links. Sundar smiled, the crowd applauded, the stock ticker bumped. And if you only watched the keynote, you'd think Google was doing what Google always does, making life better. But the real story is much stranger. Google is not upgrading search. They are burning down the system that made them a trillion-dollar company, and they are doing it on purpose. This is the story of why Google is moving to AI mode, not because it's better for you, but because they are running out of time. Let's start with what Google used to be. For 25 years, Google Search had one job: send you away. You type a question, Google shows 10 blue links. You click one, you leave. That was the whole transaction. And here's the genius part. Google didn't charge you for that click. They charged the person on the other side. Every time you clicked an ad, someone paid Google a toll. By early 2025, that machine was printing over $60 billion a quarter. Publishers got traffic, advertisers got customers, users got a free directory. Everyone won. Except there was a hidden cost that nobody saw coming. Around 2020, researchers noticed something weird. More and more searches were ending without a click. People would type a question, read the answer directly in a box on Google, and just stop. This became known as a zero-click search, and by 2024, nearly 60% of all Google searches were zero-click. The official story: we're saving users time. The real story: Google was keeping you on their page because that's where the ads are. Every question you answer on Google is a toll they don't have to share, which ultimately means more revenue for them. But in doing this, Google made a fatal mistake. They trained the world to expect answers, not links. And that training created the perfect environment for a new kind of executioner. Enter ChatGPT. November 2022. A chatbot that doesn't give you 10 blue links. It gives you one answer, direct, no clicking required. Suddenly, millions of users realize something. Why scroll through 5 blogs when you can just ask AI and get the answer immediately? This was a huge shift in how everyone searched for information. And by mid-2025, 35 to 45% of all complex research queries were starting in ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Gemini, not Google. For the first time in 2 decades, Google's global search market share slipped below 90%, the sharpest, most alarming decline in company history. Google ran straight into a huge dilemma. If they protected their traditional search page, the 10 blue links, the ads, the toll booth, they would bleed users to AI chatbots. But if they switched to conversational AI answers, they would destroy their own ad-clicking revenue. Because AI answers don't produce clicks, and clicks are how Google gets paid. Faced with slow death or radical self-sabotage, Google chose the latter. They decided to cannibalize their own product before someone else could do it for them. Which brings us to May 2026, AI mode. Search is no longer just a box that returns links. For certain complex questions, Google can now generate interactive tools directly inside the results experience. Ask a financial question, and instead of only sending you to finance blogs or calculators, AI mode can build a custom interactive loan calculator or visual tool inside Search. And for longer-running tasks, Google is introducing information agents, background AI agents that can monitor topics 24/7, track changes over time, and send updates when something important happens. That means Google is moving from a traffic distribution highway into something closer to a closed-loop destination engine. Instead of simply pointing you to the web, Google is increasingly trying to answer, summarize, compare, calculate, and track things inside its own interface. The official story: search should be more intuitive, more conversational, more helpful. The real story is simpler. Google is admitting that the click is dead, and they need a new unit of value. The new unit isn't the click, it's the answer. Google wants to own the answer to every question, directly on their property with no exit. But there's a brutal trade-off. Every AI mode query costs Google 5 to 10 times more than a traditional search. They are spending billions to replace a machine that already printed money. And here's the real cost. It isn't measured in Google's billions. It's measured in the slow death of the open web. This move to a closed-loop ecosystem introduces a brutal economic crisis for the rest of the open web. The entire digital economy, from major media outlets to independent small business blogs, operates on a traffic for revenue model. Publishers invest millions creating content. Google indexes it, and in exchange, Google sends them traffic that the publishers monetize through page view advertising. When Google answers your question directly, using information scraped from a publisher's website, that publisher gets nothing. No click, no ad view, no revenue. Independent data shows that AI overviews cut click-through rates to publishers by 61%. For paid ads, it's 68%. Yet Google is still earning money from this, purely by changing where the ads sit. Instead of placing sponsored links at the top of a page, they are weaving sponsored products and commercial placements directly inside the AI summaries. Google still collects revenue. They have just removed the requirement to distribute traffic to the creators who wrote the source material in the first place. When you connect all these pieces, protecting market share, using generative UI, and capturing web traffic, we see the future of the internet hanging in a delicate balance. Google's shift to an AI architecture is a huge consolidation of how information travels. The danger isn't that the search box stops working. The new interface will be faster and sleeker than ever. The true danger is the destruction of the economic incentive model that makes the web worth searching. If independent creators, local businesses, and journalists stop getting paid through web traffic, they will stop making high-quality, original data. We are moving toward a cyclical echo chamber. Multi-billion-dollar AI models will crawl an empty internet, combining old data to show on custom dashboards, while little to no new information enters the open web. The next time you type a complex prompt into Google's expanding search box and marvel at the instant, custom dashboard it codes for you, look past the technical achievement. Look at the logistics of the information economy. Look at who is losing traffic, look at who is capturing the data, and look at the invisible digital walls keeping you from clicking away. Because Google isn't just upgrading its search engine, they are closing the gates to the open web information and renting you the keys.